Elsewhere in Republican politics, Christie, of course, in New Jersey, is facing troubles over the bridge scandal there, and you've had your own feud with him. Here's a little bit of tape that brings people up to date on that.
This strain of libertarianism that's going through both parties right now and making big headlines, I think is a very dangerous thought.
If he cared about protecting this country, maybe he wouldn't be in this gimme, 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 gimme all the money you have in Washington.
Maybe he should start looking at cutting the pork barrel spending that he brings home to Kentucky, but I doubt he would. Because most Washington politicians only care about bringing home the bacon so that they can get reelected.
This is the king of bacon talking about bacon.
I understand you two have been working through some of your feud, but my question for you is, do you think that Christie could get the Republican nomination?
You know, I think that's yet to be determined. The nomination goes through some very conservative primaries. I think there's room for more moderate Republicans in the party, and I really am a believer that we should have an expansive and diverse party, ideologically and diverse in many ways. But the primary is a very conservative process, and my understanding is that it'll be more difficult for a moderate to make it through because we truly are fiscal conservatives in our party. We don't want to spend money we don't have. If we are going to spend something on such as Sandy, which is, I think, something the country was going to take a responsibility in, we think we should pay for it. You know, I offered an amendment on Sandy to take the money from foreign aid and say, look, we don't need to, if we're going to repair bridges in New Jersey, I'm fine with that. And if we're going to repair houses and roads, but let's take it from repairing roads in Pakistan because there's a limited amount of money, and actually really we're borrowing about $1 million a minute, a lot of it from China and Japan. I don't think we should do that, and we need to set priorities and say if we're going to help New Jersey, it ought to be paid for. But that's why I think that there was a debate over him sort of lecturing Congress and saying, give me all this money, and all I was asking for, and many other Republicans were asking for, is that it ought to be paid for through spending cuts in overseas spending.